Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh attends the opening session of the ASEAN Summit.
Prime Minister of Israel threatens Lebanon with destruction like Gaza.
Bringing dengue fever vaccine to Nghe An.
Hello everyone, you are watching today's news on NTV channel. My name is Đăng. Let's get started. On the morning of October 9th, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh, along with leaders of ASEAN countries, attended the opening session of the 44th ASEAN Summit in Vientiane, Laos. After the opening session, the Prime Minister and ASEAN leaders participated in the plenary session of the 44th ASEAN Summit and the retreat session of the 45th ASEAN Summit.
In the afternoon of the same day, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh joined ASEAN leaders in dialogue events with representatives of the ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly, AIPA, dialogue with representatives of the ASEAN Business Advisory Council, ASEAN BAC, and dialogue with representatives of ASEAN Youth. According to the agenda and program of activities, the 44th and 45th ASEAN Summits and related summits will discuss many important contents, including measures to promote regional connectivity and self-reliance in the spirit of this year's theme, ASEAN, promoting connectivity and self-resilience. Consolidate the process of building the ASEAN community towards the goal of deeper integration and preparing for ASEAN's higher development future. Deepen relations with partners on the basis of effectiveness, substance, mutual benefit, and discuss the international and regional situation.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned Lebanon that it could face destruction like Gaza as Israel intensifies its ground offensive against Hezbollah along the southern Lebanese coast.
You have an opportunity to save Lebanon before it falls
In a
into the
video
abyss
address
of a
directed
long
to the
war
people
that
of
will lead to
Lebanon,
destruction
Prime
and
Minister
suffering
Benjamin
like we see
Netanyahu
in
stressed
Gaza.
that Lebanese people have an
It doesn't have
opportunity
to be
to
that.
save their country from the
Each of
abyss
you
of a
can take a
protracted
step
war
for
that
your
will lead
future,
to destruction
even a
and
small
suffering
step.
like we see
You
in
can
Gaza
make
by
it.
eliminating Hezbollah. The Benjamin Netanyahu's warning came in the context of Israel's Air Force, infantry and artillery stepping up a full-scale offensive campaign into Lebanon to destroy Hezbollah's military capabilities. Israeli forces have begun ground operations in southwestern Lebanon, killing more than 1,000 people in the past 2 weeks and displacing more than 1 million people.
The U.S. Department of Justice announced the arrest of an Afghan man accused of plotting a terrorist attack on Election Day, November 5th, in the name of the self-proclaimed Islamic State.
According to the U.S. Department of Justice, the subject named Nasir Ahmad Tafadi, 27 years old, was arrested on October 7th in the western state of Oklahoma, charged with providing material support to IS. Attorney General Merrick Garland stated that the authorities had prevented the subject's plot to purchase semi-automatic weapons and conduct a violent attack in the name of IS on U.S. soil on Presidential Election Day. The U.S. Department of Justice also said Tafadi was arrested while taking steps to liquidate family assets, resettle family members abroad, purchase Alaska 47 assault rifles and ammunition, and carry out a terrorist attack in the U.S.
Coming up next are some updated news.
Singapore-based United Overseas Bank (UOB) has revised up its GDP growth forecast for Vietnam by 0.5 percentage point to 6.4% this year from the previous projection of 5.9%. According to UOB, Vietnam's GDP in the third quarter expanded by 7.4%, higher than the average market forecast of 6.1% and UOB's projection of 5.7%. This was the fastest pace since the third quarter of 2022, when activities rebounded sharply from the trough of the pandemic. The service sector was the main driver of Vietnam's GDP growth in the last quarter, contributing 3.24 percentage points, followed by the industry and construction sector with 3.37 percentage points.
Over the first 9 months, the total number of international visitors to Vietnam reached over 12.7 million, marking a 43% rise compared to the same period last year and exceeding the 12.6 million visitors of the whole year 2023. According to the General Statistics Office, Vietnam welcomed nearly 1.3 million international visitors in September. This result is partly thanks to a series of programs promoting Vietnamese tourism in countries such as the United States, Australia, France, Germany, South Korea, and a flexible visa policy. Vietnam National Administration of Tourism expects that the number of international visitors to Vietnam will continue to grow dramatically in the remaining months of 2024.
The Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment is developing a network to connect ASEAN Heritage Parks (AHPs) in Vietnam as part of activities in implementing the National Biodiversity Strategy to 2030 with a vision for 2050. The scheme aims to speed up the implementation of international commitments on nature and biodiversity conservation in 2021 to 2030. AHP program is one of the bloc's environmental cooperation initiatives, which was launched based on the ASEAN Declaration on Heritage Parks by ASEAN member nations' environment ministers in 2003, aiming to comprehensively conserve the region's unique and important ecosystems.
Starting September 20, 2024, the dengue fever vaccine researched and developed by Takeda Pharmaceutical Company in Japan has officially been available in Vietnam. So far, the vaccine has been given to children aged 4 and older, as well as adults in Nghệ An province.
Today, Mr. Le Cac Hao and his wife took their children for scheduled vaccinations. After researching information and receiving further advice, he decided to vaccinate 3 out of 4 family members against dengue fever.
Dengue fever has broken out several times and hospitals become overwhelmed. Many cases have developed serious complications. So I decided to get vaccinated to protect my family's health.
According to recommendations, Takeda's dengue fever vaccine is used for children from 4 years old and adults. The vaccine fully protects against all 4 dengue virus types with an efficacy of up to 80% and reduces the risk of hospitalization by up to 90%. In just over 10 days of implementation, more than 25,000 doses of dengue fever vaccine have been injected into people. Currently, each injection costs nearly 1.4 million Vietnamese dongs. In the context of the complicated dengue fever epidemic in the southern provinces, many people still accept to pay for the injection. However, for rural people, it is quite a high price. I want to get vaccinated to stay healthy, but the price of an injection is too high.
I mainly live in Ho Chi Minh City, so I will vaccinated because dengue fever is getting complicated in there.
Statistics show that from the beginning of the year to the end of September, Nghệ An province recorded nearly 160 cases of dengue fever. Currently, dengue fever patients have been reported in Dien Chau and Hung Nguyen districts. According to experts, up to now, there is no specific treatment for dengue fever. In addition to vaccination, people can spray insecticides to kill mosquitoes and keep the surrounding environment clean.
This is the end of the show today. Thank you for watching.